Portage and apply for a federal rec trail grant a year from now. So apply for this grant a year from now, once we've received REAP funding and come up with a full idea for a project. I just think that would put us in a better position to know exactly what we want, be sure about it, and look at all the options, so. Because Laura from RC&D says that we've done a lot of great things as far as putting ourselves in a position to get funded for this project, because we have foot trail and we have water trail. We're working those together. We're looking at enhancing the riverfront there and improving things. That's all good. Portage around the dams, you know. So and what portage is, just to clarify, that's the ability, if you're canoeing down the river, to be able to get out, go around the dam, get back in, go down the river, get out, get around the lower dams, and get back in. And so that's what we'd like to do for people to be able to utilize the Wapsie River water trail. And I know Kowalski just got a federal rec trail grant through Laura at RC&D to enhance their river. So this would be a continuation of that as far as the river was concerned. So I think for the time being, I'd like us to consider not applying for this grant. Let the committee get together, digest this, come present to the council, and look at maybe a bigger, more polished project, or at least more defined project, a year from now for federal rec trail funding. If that makes sense. I know that was a lot of information.
So to conclude, as we talked today, I was in a conversation with Steve. We're recommending we take no action at this time.
Right.
Okay, everybody with me? Okay, thank you, Steve.
Because I even looked at, maybe we want to do portage around the lower roller dams on the other side of the river. Because that's actually city property there in a certain area. But, and then we can incorporate the old Fairway building, which is now Park and Rec, which would help our grant application as well. So there's just a lot of things to talk about. She wanted to know what type of greenery we're gonna put along the wall there by the dam, as it's all concrete parking lot that comes up to Bremer Park. What type of trees and plantings and whatnot. And I tried to think what type of tree goes good in 6 foot deep concrete, and couldn't think of any, and eventually, so there's a lot of different things we need to look at as far as enhancement and applying for this. So yeah, that's a long way of saying let's take no action.
What does that mean on number 3, Steve? It says remove the wall.
If you, on that very first top page where it shows that canoe kayak, excuse me, portage, and the picture in the bottom right, it gives you overhead of Bremer Park, and that left-hand red trail is the ramp that goes down to the river to get under the bridge for portage. The trail on the right-hand side is actually a ramp coming up. So you're coming up from the parking lot up to street level. So you have the option of going both different directions. You can either go down under, or you can get up to go to street level. So what was your question? I'm sorry, I forgot.
What's the wall removal?
Yes, so the wall removal is taking out part of that wall to put in the ramp down and the other ramp up. And see, and that keeps it out of the flow line of the river when it floods. So we talked about maybe putting a stair on the outside of that wall or in front. Excuse me. But when the floodwaters come, that's a really violent area, I guess you'd say. And so this is a way to leave that area less impacted from floodwaters.
Doesn't the wall hold back a lot of the flood water?
Hopefully.
And if we're gonna remove that wall, isn't
See,
that
don't you
gonna
think
cause
this is something we
problems?
should talk about a little bit?
Yeah, I think so.
No, I mean,
It would have been shaky to vote on this tonight.
it's all been engineered, so it's hard to tell from this picture. I mean, you'd need a side view to know how that would come into play. How that would work.
You got a couple potties there too.
That's one thing that Crawford mentioned would be a benefit is, we have that wall that sticks out there now, and it really causes a lot of water to turn and undulate in there. So if we were able to take that off, it'll allow the water to get through actually a little bit faster. And the water would be going down those ramps, so it'd be.
Well, the last time they discussed this portage issue, they were talking about the other side of the river. You know, building a sidewalk, whatever. You remember, John? Wasn't that the discussion?
It's always been on the east side.
Well, you're an old person and you've been here a long time. I think they discussed some type of a ramp or building on the other side because of this very problem with the churning water.
I don't recall that.
You're no
Yeah.
help. You're no help.
Sorry.
Okay.
That'd been before John was on council. I was on the council at that
Well,
time.
John has lived here though.
Yeah, he's lived here, but he
He's
might
got
not
his
have
ear
been
to
on
the
his,
ground.
on his,
Watching it every day.
first things to do, cause it didn't really get that far, Dick, if you remember right. The
No, it
discussions
didn't.
did, but it didn't get very far, so
No, it didn't.
I wouldn't blame anybody if they didn't know too much about it.
My question, who put this together if we don't have any group that's actually talked about this?
This is called the Steve Years Plan right now.
Oh, okay.
I've been
I
pretty
just
much-
wondered where it came from.
I thought, she said, think of everything you'd like to see down there. I thought, well, we did the visioning to extend that trail. We've talked about Portage, so maybe we include all that and maybe even connect the trail all the way down from one end to the other. When you start looking at where the private property is and how that sticks out in the river and how that all comes into play, it makes it, very conceivably hard for that to become a reality. But if you just look at the Portage getting in and out, you can do all that on adjacent city property, float downstream and then go to another, section of street right away, be able to get out and portage around, so.
I thought
The
that like.
Buchanan County
Red
Trails
Swamp,
Association
yeah.
has been involved in discussions over the years with respect to water trail and,
Right.
I knew you knew.
And so
It
has
was
Vision.
the DNR that was doing the
Yeah,
footage thing.
Fred Smock and I have gone down and looked at the lower roller dams and the top end, and we've even talked to a gentleman from the DNR, his name's like Nate Hoosgarden or something like that, but he's the state dam specialist.
The dam specialist.
The dam specialist.
See a damn specialist again.
Here we go again.
And he thought we'd have a good application for being able to provide portage, and they have funding sources that we could possibly use, but,
Can I ask a question about the southeast side? And I know it's irrelevant right now, but on the southeast side, why are we going, when you come out of the river and you go clear over to Second Avenue instead of going along the river with the trail?
yeah. That's in there as I guess, a worst case scenario on that side, because where you would need to portage would be on private property.
Oh,
And this is a way to do it without being on private property.
okay.
Otherwise, yes, it would be a lot, just to do it right above where that upper, roller thing is, but, yeah, I see that up north, that street right away that comes down, so that's all city property to get up and around.
Okay.
Okay? Let's move on to item 5, discussion on the street sweeper repairs. Motion to adopt a resolution to approve the repairs to the street sweeper. Tonight, we have Tim with us. I know he's dying to come up and speak.
I don't know if Steve made a copy for everybody.
Yeah, everybody. should
Right.
have-
2 weeks ago, I was talking with Eddie Walker about getting some costs on all the electrical and all the parts that need to be repaired on the sweeper